Imagine, getting access to really professional grade music production tools, mixing, mastering capabilities, the whole deal, but without spending a fortune. That's what we're diving into today. It's this fascinating resource called The Secret Plugin List You Didn't Even Know You Needed.
Yeah, this list comes from an artist, David the Crook, and he's claiming over 100 of the best free audio plugins, stuff that can help you mix and master pretty much anything, any genre. So our mission today, let's unpack why these hidden gems are often overlooked. How can they actually deliver professional quality, and what's the thinking behind it all?
It's really interesting, isn't it? Because it flies in the face of the common idea that, quality costs money. Big money sometimes. Yeah. We're looking at this perspective that says maybe you don't need those super expensive plugins. He even talks about free versions of hardware that, normally cost thousands. Okay, yeah, let's get into that. David the Crook. He's not just some random guy making a list, right? He's an artist himself, and there's a whole story behind that name, that philosophy. So back in 2021, he was 24. But already had almost, 7 years of real hands-on experience, recording, mixing, mastering, producing, for all sorts of artists. All over the U.S., California, Vegas, Texas, Florida, New York, you name it. And globally, too. Canada, UK, Germany, Norway, Africa, Asia, Australia.
Wow. Okay, so that's extensive. Which makes you wonder then, how does someone with that kind of, industry exposure land on this, well, pretty unconventional approach? It seems almost counterintuitive.
Right. Well, he explains it. His family's from Mexico. He's first-generation Mexican-American. And growing up, he said he, quote, didn't really have much. Always wondered why he couldn't have the things other kids did. And this feeling kind of grew into the whole David the Crook philosophy. He's clear. It's not about, stealing or hurting people. Not at all. It's more about realizing nothing's just given to you in life. Nothing's guaranteed. He believes everything's kind of out there for the taking. If you don't go get it, someone else will. So it's about doing what you need to do, to come out on top, to be the best you can be.
Okay. So connecting that back, that philosophy really frames the whole list, doesn't it? It's empowering people, saying, look, you can take the tools you need, the professional tools, even if you don't have the cash, just find these powerful free options that everyone else is maybe overlooking.
Exactly. And building on that, he makes some pretty bold claims about these free plugins. He says a lot of them are, quote, underrated and overlooked just because they're free, but they work amazing. Some, he even says, work better than some paid plugins. And he uses them himself, professionally, especially when maybe money was tight. He actually says that with this list, plus the stock plugins that already come with your DLU, your main music software, you probably won't ever need to invest in plugins. That's a huge statement. And a really big part of this is the hardware emulation plugins he includes. These are digital copies, basically, that model real physical gear, sometimes vintage stuff, gear that costs thousands, tens of thousands of dollars. You download these for free, and he reckons no one will be able to tell the difference. Makes it sound like you're using that super expensive studio equipment.
And, there's some real technical substance to that claim. It's not just hype. A lot of these free developers are really passionate. They use sophisticated DSP, digital signal processing, to capture those little nuances, the non-linearities, the harmonics, the stuff that makes analog gear sound so good. Or sometimes they're elite versions from bigger companies. So the core engine, the basic sound processing, it's often really solid, professional grade. Even if some bells and whistles are missing, it really does democratize things, makes that studio sound way more accessible.
Well, right. And the list covers everything you'd need. EQs for shaping tone, compressors, for controlling dynamics, making things punchy, reverbs, delays for space and echoes, preamps for adding character, effects, saturation for warmth. This is literally everything you need to be able to get professional sounding tracks.
That potential is it's massive. Think about it. If these free tools can genuinely compete with, or sometimes even beat, the paid stuff, it just lowers that barrier to entry so much for aspiring musicians, producers. It lets talent shine through, regardless of your bank balance. Now, okay, maybe a top-tier pro in a really high-stakes mixing session might still want a specific feature on a $500 plugin, but for most people, for getting fantastic professional results, these free tools are often more than enough.
Okay, so you've got this huge list, potentially hundreds of plugins. How do you even start? That's something David addresses directly. He gives some really practical advice so you don't just get lost. He puts in a quick note basically saying, please don't get caught up in trying to get everything at once. Makes sense. Instead, he suggests, first just browse the list, see what looks useful for you. Then download maybe 5 to 10 plugins you actually need. And then use them. Really use them. Mix with them. Master with them. Get comfortable. He warns against ending up with like tons of new plugins where when it's actually time to work, you're just overwhelmed. You don't know what to use or how it even works. Been there. He does mention there might be like 1 or 2 plugins you will probably need to invest some dollar in.
Yeah.
But he describes the cost as practically free for what they do, the value you get. Says some used to be free anyway. Oh, and another tip, register your gear, your interfaces, controllers, whatever. Apparently you can get some dope things just for doing that. Freebies maybe. And just to give you a feel for what's on this list, the kind of quality we're talking about. For compressors, things like Audio Damage Rough Rider 3, Klanghelm MJC Jr., names people recognize. EQs, IC Multimedia Classic EQ, LKJB Lifticus, that's an analog style one. Slate Digital Fresh Air.
Yeah, and those aren't just like basic tools. TDR Kotelnikov, another compressor on the list, it's really highly regarded for mastering, very transparent. Or Valhalla, supermassive for reverbs and delays. People rave about that one.
Hey.
Huge, lush sounds, often compared to expensive paid stuff.
Exactly, and you mentioned Valhalla. There's also Kalem Audio Tape Cassette 2 for that old tape sound. TL Reverb 4. Then you've got creative stuff, utility tools, Cable Guy's Pancake 2 for canning effects, Isotope Vinyl for that record crackle sound, Voxango Stand, that's a free spectrum analyzer pretty much everyone uses. It's fantastic. And bundles, too, like the Melda Production Free FX Bundle, Blue Cat Audio's free bundle. Get a whole bunch at once.
It really shows the thought behind it, doesn't it? It's not just, here's a load of free stuff. It's curated. And the advice is key. Integrate them strategically. Practice. Focus. Don't just download Horde. That's how you actually learn and get better. It fits perfectly with his whole take what you need philosophy. Master those tools.
And it doesn't stop there. David takes his whole philosophy beyond just the plugins. He wants to help you speed up your whole music career. He provides these special links, his words designed to not only make things easier, but to speed up your workflow. So you can make more music, build your fan base faster. And these links include some really practical things like 6 free professional templates for Logic Pro X, for recording, mixing, mastering, plus a video showing you how to make your own templates in any DAW, which is useful. There's a discount offer on his mixing services for your first song. Includes mastering. You just email or DM it. He sells his own beats too, high-quality stuff, apparently. Mixed and mastered versions included. And there's a discount code for those. Links for getting your music onto Spotify, Apple Music, all those places. Using DistroKid, a link to learn about building your music business online. He even invites you to connect on Instagram and Twitter. Share your music with him. Oh, and a big one, his YouTube channel, full of step-by-step tutorials, tips, tricks, mixing, mastering vocals, beats, and finally, a discount on a one-on-one coaching session with him to review your mixes.
You see, that whole section just elevates it, doesn't it? It's not just a list of software anymore. It's like a whole ecosystem he's offering. Think about those Logic templates. They're not just files, they're workflow blueprints. They can save a beginner tons of time and confusion right off the bat. And the mixing discount. It's a practical way for someone to get that professional sound on maybe their first single, learn from it before they can do it all themselves. It really shows how that take what you need idea applies to career building too. Workflow, business skills, community, it's all there.
So wrapping this up, we've gone deep into David the Crook's huge list of free audio tools. And that whole philosophy behind it, that taking what you want to get professional results, I think this dive really shows his list isn't just about saving a buck. It's about empowering you, the creator, to make pro-level music. No excuses. Resourcefulness over resources, maybe. We've seen how free plugins really can compete with paid ones. We got that smart strategy for tackling a huge list without getting overwhelmed. And we saw how that DIY kind of crook mindset can go way beyond just mixing. It can shape your whole approach to your music career, from making beats to getting heard globally, even getting direct mentorship.
It definitely leaves you thinking, doesn't it? If the basic tools, the fundamental building blocks for professional sound quality, are now essentially free and available to everyone, what does that mean for creativity? What new sounds, what new genres, what innovations might pop up when talent isn't held back by money? It feels like a really significant shift in music creation.
Yeah. Well, we hope this deep dive sparked some ideas for your own creative work and maybe showed you that sometimes the really valuable stuff is just hiding in plain sight, just waiting for you to find it and, well, take it. Who knows? Maybe the next big hit track you hear was made using tools that cost absolutely nothing at all.